Hey guys, welcome back. I got the wood witch here. Last episode I got this all mounted back on here. That pulled off and whatnot. I'm gonna go and pull this back a little bit and then take this unit off. The cylinder most likely has to come off to be worked on. So I was thinking about why waste all that fluid. I'll try to dump some of it back into the reservoir. Gonna have to fill the cylinder all back up again anyways. Well, I think I have this far enough now I can get at all these bolts here. Well, that came out in pieces. Well, we got to extend it all the way. See how that comes apart. You guys ever see one of these? I don't use these too often. I don't know if this will even fit. Nope. Won't fit. So I found a second one of these. Maybe between the two, we can get her loose here. Not too hopeful though. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to be buying some tools here. Dare I put a pipe or something on it? I don't know. I wonder if this one's long enough. Either gonna move it or break something. Doesn't look like it's moving anything. But yet, I haven't broke anything yet, so. That is not moving. Might have to warm it up a little bit. You heat stuff up, it expands. Might just turn right off there. The seal's out here anyways, so I want to try to minimize any possible chance of fire here. We got oil and stuff, you know. Well, I think I'm gonna warm that up for a little bit again and check back with you guys if there's any progress. There's a little sizzling going on there and a little haze in the air, but I think I'm getting it until my goofy wrench falls apart. If one of these would have been long enough, that would have been a better situation. Oh man, turn on the camera and then you got to be difficult. As you can see, it doesn't look very pretty anymore. It is off.
It is. Are you burning the place down?
Is it a little smoky in here?
Yeah.
Why don't you open the door the rest of the way? It's just kind of lingering. Oh, yes. Yes. This one's gonna play nice. Can't believe it. That outside one put up such a fight, guys. It isn't going anywhere though. Does this just retain that? I've never had this style of part before. It almost looks like this cover retains that. Well, I should just be able to pull it out then, I suppose. Ain't going. It's coming slowly. I'm at the end of the stroke here. Awesome. Got it out. Still got to take the cylinder off to get it out the rest of the way, but hard part should be done. Got it all disassembled. These holes got kind of beat up, but should work. I had to use a lot of heat. Those chain wrenches, a pipe, and the pneumatic air hammer. So it's a little bit different than other ones I've seen, and when I called to check on parts for this, I decided I'm just going to go and take the whole unit in and let them mess with it. They work on big cylinders like this all the time. And besides that, I would have to probably invest in a new ginormous pipe wrench to put it back together. Got the cylinder back from the hydraulic shop. Doesn't look too bad here after I marred it all up. But should be good to go now. He upgraded some of the seals inside here because some of these were just O-rings. He put some lip seals in. So hopefully this thing lasts me a long time to come. And I welded the nuts on the back side here because I don't know how they got in here. They had the bolts facing up. There's like no room to get in here when the cylinder's here. This is all welded on the back side. I have no idea how they did it. So I welded nuts on the back side, so all I got to do is run the bolts down. Should be super simple. Throw this thing back together. I'm going to wait to tighten these down till I have the other end in place. That thing's heavy. Well, I don't think that pin's going too far. Get the rest of this stuff buttoned up and give her a try. This is one thing that people don't seem to understand very well. Hydraulic fittings. Now, this is a tapered national pipe thread. This, you put thread tape on or sealant. But you see how it's tapered on the inside? That is for when you screw it into one of these. See how that's tapered on the inside? When you put these two together, just like this, it doesn't seal on the threads. It seals on the inside. In this situation right here, you do not put any thread sealant whatsoever. You put it together dry like that. The thread sealant can actually hinder this kind of connection. Now, another situation where you're screwing it directly into a port like this with no swivel, it must have thread tape or sealant because that's a spiral leakage path up this fitting. So anytime you use a swivel like this, and there is some of this stuff, I think very little of it in like plumbing, same idea. But when it's threaded directly into something, thread tape. When it seals on the inside, no thread tape. And that goes for like hydraulic fittings, like what's on the skid steer too. This fitting right here, this is called a JIC. This fitting here is tapered, and this fitting here is tapered to match it. These kind of fittings, none of these, good thread tape, none. Same thing here, this is tapered. You don't put any sealant. This is O-ringed. You don't put any sealant. Because if you put sealant on that, it could get in the O-ring and you'd have a leak. So both these kind of fittings here, all these fittings, JIC and O-ring Boss, flat face O-ring, surface O-ring, whatever, they're all straight threads. Where, like I said before, these are tapered. So this fitting right here, this connection, this is the one exception for putting thread tape or sealant on a tapered thread. Now you guys seen me screw this together with no thread tape. This will not leak. And some people say, "Whoa, it doesn't hurt anything." No, it actually can. You can get the sealant or the thread tape in some place it shouldn't be, such as an O-ring Boss, and have it leak because of that. Just got to get it good and tight. There you are. Now this one here, it's going over there, that gets thread tape. They recommend at least what is it, 2 or 3 wraps. Now, this swivel right here, that's different. That's swiveling on the hose, not on this extra fitting. So that still has to get thread tape. Because this little thing should poke out when you're bringing it back in and push the handle out. It's not doing anything. Not doing anything. I don't know what's going on, but there's a leak down in there now. It just never ends. So this hose is swiveling right now, and it's not supposed to be. I'm gonna see where that goes, see if I have another one laying around. Gotta get that fixed before anything else will work. Fairly new looking hose, but when this turns on the end here, it's not a good thing. This isn't supposed to be a swivel. Well, I went and got the new hose. Had to make it a little bit shorter. But remember how I said this was leaking because it's turning here? Well, the feller thought it was a swivel. So he put swivels on here. Yeah, it's some extra cost to it. Takes a little bit bigger wrench. Hopefully that all fits in there just fine. Well, I gotta get going soon. I have something I gotta be at. So I'm just gonna go on, snip this in there quick and see if it all works. Got this thing all back together. Let's see if it works now. It's moving. So the deal with that thing stalling out is it's just too much for the belts to handle. The belts are pretty tight, but on a normal wood splitter, that thing is running on high speed, and then when it gets under the load like that, it drops into low speed, high pressure. And I could probably put a pump like that on there or something, but I would end up running it off them 2 grooves there or something, make it dedicated to the splitter. Another thing I could do is get different sprockets. I said sprockets, put a chain on there. Then it would pull down the engine instead of slipping the belts. Well, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta get this thing out of the way so I can get my pickup out. I gotta be somewhere in a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care and God bless. You wanna run them? Hey, what are you doing?